Your baby is crying, not just fussing, really crying. You try talking, nothing. You try a toy, nothing. Then you pick them up, and within seconds, their whole body changes. The crying softens, their breathing slows. They melt into you like a switch just flipped. Sometimes it's so immediate it almost feels unreal, like something invisible just clicked into place. Just calm. Sometimes you don't even realize how tense they were until you feel their body relax in your arms. So what just happened? Because that wasn't luck. And it definitely wasn't just preference. That was biology doing exactly what it was designed to do. Let's start with something researchers didn't expect. In a well-known study, scientists observed what happens when mothers pick up their crying infants and walk with them. The result was almost immediate. The babies stopped crying, they stopped moving, and their heart rate dropped within seconds. Not gradually, not slowly. Seconds. That speed matters. Because it tells us this isn't something the baby is thinking through. It's automatic, reflexive, built in. But here's the important part. When the mothers just held the baby without moving, the effect was much weaker. So it's not just being held, it's being held by you while you move. That gentle walking, the rhythm of your steps, the subtle sway, all of it becomes part of the calming signal. Even the slight up and down motion of your breathing, the sound of your heartbeat, the warmth of your body. These are patterns your baby has been experiencing since before they were even born. This is sometimes called a transport response. It's been observed not just in humans, but in other mammals too. If you look at kittens, puppies, even primates, when carried by their parent, they instinctively go still. Their bodies soften. Their movements reduce. They become easier to carry. When carried, the infant's body automatically shifts into a calmer state. Less movement, slower heart rate, reduced distress. Why? Because from an evolutionary standpoint, a baby that becomes still and quiet when carried is easier to protect, easier to move, easier to keep safe from danger. And in environments where survival depended on speed and silence, that response mattered. So your baby calming down in your arms is not learned behavior. It's hardwired. But that's only half the story, because your baby doesn't calm down the same way for everyone. There's a reason it works best with you. From the moment your baby is born, their brain is building something called an attachment system. This system has one goal: find safety, stay close to it, return to it when stressed, and over time, one person becomes the center of that system. Not just someone familiar, not just someone who feeds them, but someone their brain categorizes as a safe base. And this isn't something you consciously create. It forms quietly, automatically, through repetition. Every time you respond, every time you show up, every time you soothe, even imperfectly, your baby is constantly asking one silent question. When I need someone, will someone come? And through your actions, they are learning the answer. When your baby is away from you, even if they seem fine, their body is doing something you can't see. Studies measuring infant stress hormones, especially cortisol, show that babies can remain biologically stressed even when they look calm. They can play. They can sit quietly. They can even smile. But internally, their system is still on alert. Their body is holding a level of tension that hasn't fully been released yet. Because for a baby, safety is not just about the environment. It's about who is there. And the moment those signals are detected, something shifts. Cortisol begins to drop. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, increases. The nervous system starts to stand down. Their breathing begins to regulate. Their muscles relax. Their body stops preparing for stress. Even subtle things change. Their grip softens. Their posture settles. Their eyes begin to focus more calmly. And then something even more important happens. The crying comes out. This is what researchers call emotional discharge after safety is restored. Your baby didn't suddenly become more upset. They finally became safe enough to release it. Think about it like this: while you were gone, their body was holding tension, not necessarily panic, but effort. Effort to stay regulated, effort to stay okay, effort to adapt to a world that still feels unpredictable to them. And when you come back, they don't have to hold it anymore. That's why the crying can feel stronger after you pick them up. Not because you made it worse, but because you made it safe. There's also something happening between both of you at the same time. When you hold your baby, make eye contact, speak softly, your brain responds too. Studies on parent-infant interaction show that both caregiver and baby can experience synchronized increases in oxytocin during close contact. Your baby calms down, and your brain becomes more responsive, more connected, more tuned in. It's not one way, it's a loop. Your baby reaches, you respond, they calm. You feel closer, you respond better next time. And each time this loop completes, it becomes stronger, more automatic, more deeply wired into both of you. And over time, something bigger is being built. Not just comfort, not just bonding, but the foundation of how your baby will handle stress for the rest of their life. Because early research in developmental psychology shows that babies who experience consistent, responsive care don't become more dependent. They become more secure, more able to explore, more able to regulate emotions later, more resilient under stress, because they're not constantly asking, "Am I safe?" They already know the answer. So let's clear something up. Picking up your baby when they cry does not spoil them. It does not create bad habits. You're not teaching them to depend on you too much. You are teaching their brain something far more important. When I feel overwhelmed, I am not alone. And that lesson, that gets wired in, literally, through repeated experiences. Your baby's brain builds connections that shape how they respond to stress, relationships, and emotions later in life. These small moments, the ones that feel routine, even exhausting, are actually doing invisible work. Because in that moment, something real is happening. A nervous system is regulating. A stress response is shutting down. A bond is being reinforced. Your baby just calming down. They're learning what safety feels like. They're learning what connection feels like. They're learning that the world, even when overwhelming, has somewhere to return to. And right now, that safety is you.